Am I live or not? There we go. I appear to be live now. Hey, anybody who's here? And it says views 0, so I'm guessing nobody's really here yet. Oh, there we go. Hi, John. I've had a whole week to come up with an opening quip, so god damn it. Yeah, there you go. Hi, Special Iron. Hi, Death's Head. Hi, Insidious. Sound volume seems good. Oh, that's good. Of course, I haven't started playing music yet, so there we go. Very tranquil music. It's not going to stay that way. Music volume seems good as well. Good. Thank you for letting me know. Pop out chat. Let me turn this up a little on my end. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Okay, and then we switch that to live chat so I don't miss any messages. At long last, the first official sighting of a main character, even if it's only from behind. Yep. Enjoy his stay at Hotel Babel. I like that. Resident Evil 9 was announced just yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Getting my little caffeine hit here. Okay, well, it's cool that people are here already. I'll just go ahead and get started. Really quick, I'll show you guys. I'm also working on the next page, which is right here. Yeah, so this is, I'm hoping to have this ready to be colored by next weekend, so I can do that for next week's stream. This one, I'm going to finish this tonight. Hopefully I'll finish it during the stream. If not, I will just finish it later tonight, because I am so anxious to get this one updated, or uploaded, because once I do, I'm going to start making this public, and people will be able to read my comic. Start publishing it is what I'm trying to say. Apparently you're going to be playing the daughter of a survivor from Raccoon City. Interesting. I've only just started to learn about Resident Evil. Very surprising for me to see the early games and then Village. Almost hard to think it's the same franchise. Yeah, it really changed. I mostly only played the earlier games, like the first two, and Code Veronica are the only ones I really played. I tried playing Resident Evil 4, but I sucked at it, so didn't play it very much. I've made a start on the shading. Not really. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Just the sky is a gradient, so... Next page looked really good. Thank you. Yeah, and the page after this is like... Okay, so, yeah, the page after this, it's going to be just these two characters talking, and there's basically going to be no background, and that's going to be so, like, refreshing to just be able to draw characters for a while. There's going to be, like, one shot of the inside of Falcor's lab, and that's going to be a bit of a pain to draw, but the rest of it is just these guys talking. That's actually going to be on the third page, so... yeah. Any other Leon Kennedy stands here? I liked him in Resident Evil 2. I thought he was a bit of a whoopee. I like the dialogue on the next page. Thank you. I could have sworn you hadn't darkened the hallway. It's possible yeah, come to think of it, it's possible I hadn't done that. Oh yeah, that's just gradient, so that's not, I wouldn't quite call that shading. So yeah, I think I did start adding these colors. It probably looked like that when I posted it in the oh, whoops, accidentally. Where's the frames? There we go. Yeah, it probably looked like that when I posted it in the Discord. I just added that stuff. So mainly just putting down base colors, but I've also, sometimes I'll put down gradients. Still have mixed thoughts regarding tying in Mother Miranda stuff in Village to the beginnings of the Umbrella Corporation. Oh yeah, good point. So there are going to be dragons in this world. I mean, I already knew that Diana could change into one, but are there others? Yeah. There are. Hi, Living Corpse. I don't think I saw you before. See the new Silent Hill F trailer? I did. It looks interesting. I'm generally liking how it looks so far. She's entered into a dragon slaying contest. What? They're mythical. I see what you did there. Okay. Heisenberg and Lady Dimitrescu are very loved. Oh yeah. Game Grumps love randomly using Heisenberg's voice in various things. Yes, I got the reference. Oh my god. I need to get in the habit of muting my phone. I actually recorded a podcast recently, and you can occasionally hear my phone going off in the background. So I make sure to fix that in the future. I don't mind so much for these streams because, you know, these are casual, but yeah. Oh yeah, so I've got a podcast coming out on Monday, so I don't know. Hopefully you guys will like it. I recorded it a little over a week ago, I think. Speaking of dragons, who here loves Spyro or Arak from Draken? I don't know either of those. I mean, I know of them, but I've never played them. The podcast den, nah. No, I did it with my friend, and we called it the Besties Podcast. I remember you'd saying you'd recorded a podcast. The other person you were talking to mentioned your Santa. Oh, yeah. She, yeah, it didn't happen in the podcast. It was after we stopped recording, but she just goes, so I have to ask what's with the Santa Claus in the background. It was pretty funny. But anyway, yeah. Okay, let me get started on this shit. Let me get this panel out of the way. I'm actually not going to add very much to it. I think it actually looks pretty good the way it is. I think I'm going to add some, like, subtle highlights, but other than that, I think I'm mostly going to leave him the way he is. But, I think I want to, I think it'd be cool if this railing was kind of reflecting the color of the sky, so I'm just going to, like, pick a... Thank you for the hearts, by the way. I noticed them earlier, but for whatever reason, it didn't occur to me to acknowledge them, but now I have. Oh, well, that's a pain in the butt. Not sure why Photoshop's doing it this way, but alright. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want it to necessarily look like it's The railing is lavender. I'm trying to show that it's reflecting the sky, but I'm not sure. Maybe a lighter color would be better. Do I really need to add any shading to this? Is it pretty much okay the way it is? I mean, technically all this black is shading, so... Well, now it just sort of disappears, so... See, what can I do? I'm overthinking this already. Not levels, that's not what I meant to do. No, not color balance. Hue saturation, that's what I wanted. And then less saturation, maybe. Less saturation and a little darker. Okay, well. I think that makes it look a bit better. Oh, you know, I could make these parts a little bit darker, maybe. Oops, well, it would be a good idea if I selected it, huh? Now we're up to Abadox already. That Fester's Quest soundtrack isn't very long. Time for Zalove. Besties podcast, I like the name. Yeah, I came up with it as a joke at first, and I'm like, actually, I kind of like it. Like, it's dorky, but, you know, intentionally so. I love Heisenberg's Nicolas Cage energy. Oh, yeah, I could kind of see that. I haven't played it, but I watched Game Grumps play it, and I think I also watched Markiplier play it, so I am familiar with the game. I did not see the trailer for the new Resident Evil. I think I heard something about it. He does have that energy. Someone said when Heisenberg offered to team up, it would have turned the game into Devil May Cry from the coolness. I'm kind of skimming over the Resident Evil talk because I'm not too interested in the game. Y'all are welcome to still talk about it if you want, but I don't really have that much to contribute. I like to think the Zared is standing outside listening to Falcor reminiscing about the backstory. I got Shattered Memories as a kid but never finished it because I was too scared. Interesting. Oh, Soul. I can't really say what the scariest game I played was since I don't seek out horror games. I'm very busy right now. No, you're not. You've been standing there talking about how all this happened for the last 5 minutes. You know, I thought of that. It probably does come across as kind of funny that he says I'm very busy when he's just like been narrating the entire story, but oh well. Did I just hear a kitty cat? Yeah, that was Soul. I don't know what he was making noise about, but I'm fine with Silent Hill F not giving us a gun now that we get a spear that has range. Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Hi, Taijan. I'm very busy telling a story. Okay, let me get something done here. Right. I forgot, okay, first of all, let me move this over here so I can have it for reference. I'm not going to need very much of it. Like I said, I think I'm just going to like... I think I'm just going to add some like slight highlights, not even too much. In fact, I'm using the mouse right now. I don't know if I should be doing that, but... Yeah, in fact, I probably shouldn't. Let me switch to the pen. So just some slight little highlights and some spots like near the top and such. Making sure I didn't put too much highlight. I'm probably being a little picky, but you know, whatever. I already did that spot, didn't I? Yeah. What am I doing? Is that right? Yeah, that's the right spot. What's left? His hair, I guess. Well, and the metal too. I'm not sure what to do about the metal. I guess it'd be good if it was reflecting the sky a little bit. It's almost totally black, so there's not really a whole lot I can do with it. I feel like I'm adding a little too much highlight to the hair now. Yeah, I think that's yeah, almost there. Let me just add some... Just kind of have the color of the sky. That might be too dark. Let's see how it looks, though. Yeah. Again, I don't want to make it too light, because then it'll blend into the background, but... Alright, let me like zoom out a little bit so I can get a better idea of how this is gonna look, because it's probably gonna be about that big on the screen, I think. I think that works. monologuer's got a monologue. It's important business. For all the fun we're making, it has been a very interesting backstory. Thank you. I think these art streams have established that. Remember the 2-hour bird statue? Oh, yeah. I don't want to think about that. I spent way too much time on that stupid bird statue. So Falcor is a bioman, but he has 2 cybercats for daughters. Well, first of all, I changed the name bioman to... I suddenly can't remember what I changed it to. Not that it matters. It doesn't get mentioned in the comic anyway, but they are not... His daughters are not cybercats. They're technocats. Which means they're part cybercat and part... whatever it was I changed bioman to. Biodroid? Is that... No, not Biodroid. What the fuck did I change it to? Fuck. Oh well. It's taken me 2 hours just to do this eagle. Can't believe it's already been a week, yeah. We already finished at work earlier today because of heavy rain. I would have made it on time regardless, though. I can't get the name Hotel Babel out of my head canon now. It started raining and then stopped. Rained heavily and then stopped. Then did a little bit again. Rain couldn't make up its mind, I guess. Meanwhile, it's like in the 90s here, probably. Well, the high's probably going to be in the 90s today. It's probably not in the 90s just yet. I can't see something that tall and spindly without thinking of the Tower of Babel. That's interesting. Yeah, Biodroid sounds like it might be it. Yeah, I think that's what I settled on. That's funny that I forgot, but you know. Your comic isn't even out yet, and already you're giving it years worth of history. You're going to scare away the newcomers. Well, I hope not. The sound of rain is calming, but it gives me anxiety riding around it, especially when it gets bad. I guess that makes sense. The town I'm living in is currently having their annual fair. I'm going to visit after I'm finished at the gym. That sounds fun. Okay, so he's done. Now I gotta figure out how to shade this thing. I'm thinking it's gonna look kind of like dark metal is kind of what I'm envisioning. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. I'm thinking I might... Excuse me, wow. Excuse me again. I'm thinking I'm going to do it in gray tones, and then I'm going to just kind of tint it so it looks like it's reflecting the sky a little bit. Sound of rain is calming as long as I don't have to go out in it. Yeah, exactly. As long as I get to stay home. I like the rain as long as I get to stay home. So, this is going to be a bit of a pain. I'm gonna have to do this like one layer at a time. My idea here is to make use of oh, here we go. The gradient tool. Excuse me. So how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have to I'm gonna go ahead and leave that selected since it's at the very, well, yeah, that's at the very bottom. I think it's okay if that gets in there. Having hurricanes in LA and some bad thunderstorms led to our power going out many times. Oh yeah. I had to deal with that when I lived in Memphis. If you look carefully, you can just make out Saruman peeking out one of the windows. Oh, thanks, Special Iron. Probably pissed that a robot Birdman swiped his usual sweet. Stream is pretty metal today. Knocked down 2 transmission poles and blocked off a whole street. Wow. What is that strange metal man doing near my bed? Palantir? Okay, so yeah, I think I figured that, I was gonna use gray tones here, so... Bum 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 bum. That looks sort of metal, right? Let's try moving this here. And then right there, it'll be lighter. And then here it'll be darker again. Does that make sense? Maybe I want to move this a little. That can be moved up a little, maybe. Do 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 do. Well, only one way to find out if it worked. Well, unfortunately, the most interesting part of it is behind this pole, but... I feel like maybe the highlight is too much. Like, there's too much highlight, I think. So... I did say this was going to be dark metal too, didn't I? I almost forgot there, so I probably want this a little darker. Alright. Yeah, once I figure out what I'm doing here, I think this will actually probably go pretty quick, but we'll see. Let me do that again. I'm not sure if I got that straight. A good way to do it would be to go from here to here. Oh, there we go. In fact, let me even deselect that. I think that looks pretty good. I mean, I can always like make it darker or more contrasty. Now, of course, I'm going to go back and shade this thing too, but I'm just kind of ignoring it for now. The Palantir was the black ball that Saruman used to talk to Sauron. Oh, okay. I don't remember all the Lord of the Rings terminology. The last few days we've been smoked out by wildfires, and that sucks. I half expect Doom 3 theme to kick in. I remember the Palantir whenever I think about Black 13 in the Dark Tower. Ah, interesting. Favorite comment I saw was on a video when Aragorn draws attention to himself with the Palantir. Someone, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyway, someone wrote, Sauron, oh, so now we showing shit. Oh, thanks, John. Part of the problem is you've got the sun in the background, so part of the tower we see should be mostly shadow. Oh shit, you're right. Welp. Lighting's probably not going to be accurate. Quick is not your middle name, Tina. Yeah. Wildfires aren't close to us. The smoke is being picked up by the wind and bringing down the air quality. Yeah. Been there. You get those pretty much every year in California, don't you? Yup. Every time you say dark metal, I have to remind myself you mean actual metal. Dark metal sounds like the name of a subgenre of music. Yeah, it does. I got it. Just put one of those giant searchlights near the tower. Yeah. A cyber wizard did it. Oh, damn, I did that wrong. Now I gotta go through and... Yeah, what I should have done was select that and then go through and deselect everything else. Damn, I got a lot of layers to do, or stories, or whatever the fuck you call those on a castle, I don't know. Whoops. Okay, there we go. All right. It's a pain in the butt that I have to go back and reselect it and then unselect all the other parts, but that's just kind of how I have to do this. There might have been a way to make it go faster, but oh well. I'll just deal with it. This is my method. Actually, there we go. It's a little easier to unselect. I haven't decided yet what to do with these windows. I might just leave them all white. I'll just kind of see how it looks. It makes sense that they'd be reflecting the sky too, but like I don't necessarily want them to be the same color as the tower. There we go. Oh, we're getting there. This is a longer this is a longer part, so do 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 do. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the annoying part is that once it gets closer to the top, everything gets kind of rounder because of the, what do you call it? Perspective. But I can still, like... There we go. Makes sense. Really hope this shading method makes sense. I think it does. Does that look too glossy, maybe? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. If I make it a little darker, that'll probably like balance it out if I decide it looks too glossy. I will look at the chat again once I'm done with this step because I want to be done with this part. I like really want to be done with this part. Oh, I forgot to deselect that top part. Well, whatever. Just no time like the present. Since I don't have much to go anyway. There we go. Actually not sure how I'm gonna shade that part. Whatever. Cross that bridge when we come to it. Oh, hit the wrong thing. Scared myself for a second there. Damn it, you dumb fuck. All right. Select. Alt. Like I don't know how to deselect something. Come on, I'm not that dumb. There we go. I'm very anxious to be done with this step, so I'm just going to keep going until I finish it, and then I will read the chat. That is a glossy tower. I think I'm not gonna bother. Let's see. Let's just see how this turns out. Alright. I think I'm just gonna like... I imagine it's not gonna be that big on the page either. So like, why don't I just like make it a solid color maybe? Oh, I don't know if I like that. Well, let me back up before I... Probably gonna be about that big on the page. I don't know, is it distracting that there's no shading or highlights on the top there? I've still got to do these little, whatever you call these things, these thingies, but all right, I'm gonna read the chat before I do that because I'm getting a little, I need a little mini break from it. Oops, I don't think I marked my spot where I left off. The music is getting all echoey. Dooku versus Saruman versus Dracula, who wins? I don't know why I rolled the R in Saruman. Saruman. I almost did it again. I don't normally say it that way. I have an image of Falcor running to the top of the tower out of breath. The tower's too tall. If I walked, the comic would be over. Falcor, where's the elevator when you need one? I'm sure there is an elevator. Just needs a little silhouetted Roland approaching the tower from below. Tower looks fine to me. That's good. Thank you. Ghostbusters were likely wheezing less by the time they reached the top of Spook Central. I don't know about too glossy, but if you're aiming for metallic, it looks fine. Okay, thank you. Up the increasingly narrow stairwell. Really putting the marching ants through their paces today. So you realize how fast they have to run to get up and down that tower that fast. I don't know why I'm so phlegmy today. Are you booking an appointment to replace the servos in his legs? I'm making good progress, thank you. Thank you, Special Iron. It does look glossy, but the metallic effect is coming across well. Thank you. I like how it has cathedral-y windows on a vaguely Art Deco structure. Does it? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I was originally thinking of like a cathedral when I first started designing it, and then I ended up going with kind of a more simplistic look. It's sort of loosely based off of somebody's fan art of the Dark Tower, actually. Just the general structure of it. We finally made it. Oh shit, wrong tower. There's a lot of towers in fiction, aren't there? Yeah, I'd give the top some shading. It probably should have it, yeah. I will. I'll probably like do it by hand or whatever. I like the Baroque design. And as I always say, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Yes, I shall overlook for my tower that isn't trying to overcompensate for something. Oh boy. Tower NVA. Shading certainly highlights how cylindrical it is. That's good. Simplicity adds to it. Thank you. Fan art of the Dark Tower. I'm very out of the loop on that. Let me see if I can find it. I might still have it. Let's see. I've got some folders with... There's castle references. It might be in that folder. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that's the Dark Tower fan art. I just sort of... It just kind of, you know... I googled tower and it was one of the things that came up. It's pretty cool. I used a lot of the, you know, you can see all these little, I don't know what you call these little stick things, but I thought they looked cool, so I kind of borrowed the idea. And I thought what made theirs unique was that, you know, all of the tops of these layers were kind of slanted, so I just kind of removed that. I basically just took out a lot of what made this unique. I just kind of used the basic structure of it. Because I didn't want to, like, rip off somebody's fan art. I was just using it as inspiration. So, yeah. There it is. It's pretty cool, though. I don't remember who did it or anything. Like I said, it just came up in a Google search. Want to make a place so cool and important, make it a tower. Currently on book 3 of the Dark Tower, they've just met and defeated the giant bear who turns out to be a cyborg. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was cool. Gives me Citadel vibes from Half-Life. Interesting. Minarets? Interesting. Yeah, I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. I feel like I showed it in a previous stream, but you know, not everybody goes to every stream, so. Will the Cybercats ever storm or siege that tower? I don't know, maybe. Okay, now I gotta do all these little parts. Let me, okay, I gotta do this again. Control, whoops. Start from the bottom, I guess. Why not? That's easy to select because it's separate from the rest of it, so. Oh, I forgot I was going to do the top. Well, I'll do the top after. I think I'm just going to... Yeah, let's just try doing this the simple way and see if it looks all right. Oops, whoa. Yeah, I can't have that slanted at all. Let's zoom way in so I don't do that again. Oh, shit. Welp. That's not right either. Well, that's weird. How do I go down a bit? Oh, man, what a pain. Yeah, it didn't occur to me that these skinny ones were going to be such a pain in the butt. How about if I... This is a serious pain in the ass. I'm not sure. Ah, God. I hate this. How am I gonna... It's just gonna be trial and error until it looks right, I guess. That's closer. Nope. Needs to slant downward a little, but like not too much. That's too much, I think. Let's try that. Oh, I think I got it. All right, that's good enough. That might need a little tweaking later, but... Bum, 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 bum. What I'll do is I'll do all these little ones and then I'll do this bigger one. Okay. I guess that works well enough. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Almost. I got 2 more of these little ones to go. I fucking hate this crap. Yeah, that one goes all the way to the ground. Ah, this is the tube, isn't it? Fuck this level. All right. Oh, here we go again. Oh, too high, too low. Too slanted, whatever. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. I actually have to slant this one upward a little? I don't know why it's like that. Shit's weird. I don't understand this crap. What about a perfectly straight? That's going to be wrong too, probably. Yep. So I do want to slant it down a tiny bit. Ooh. I guess that'll work. I don't want to nitpick this thing to death. Okay, after I do this last little one, I'll take a little break and get caught up on the chat again. This is actually kind of frustrating. I thought this was going to be a lot easier. I knew it was going to be kind of tedious, but... Oh, nope. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to fix that now. I fucked up. What the fuck? I don't want to have to redo all that, so I'm just gonna have to fix this. Alright. Okay, so this probably starts about here. Putting this fucking tower at just a very slight Dutch angle really fucked me up for doing this part. Ah! See, let's see what happens if I just hit shift and make it go perfectly straight across. See? Alright, so that makes me think that it should go up a tiny bit. And that, oh god, I hate this. Nope. Oh my god, how do I do this? I hate this so much. This is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I don't get this. Why is every fucking angle wrong? I hate everything. See, if I go exactly straight across, it's a little bit too... No, that's not quite straight either. It was close. I thought I had it for like a split second there. That's pretty close, but not quite there. Fuck, man. Ugh. Okay, I think that's it. It might not be perfect, but it's good enough that it looks okay to me right now. Oh my god. Take a break from this shit. This fat one's gonna be so easy after all that. God damn. Cybercats assemble. You can hear the transforming sound effect in your head. Oh, hey, Flash. Of course, Flash shows up when I'm behind the chat. Oh, thanks for the hearts. I think I missed them because I was so focused, but... There's an old shoot-'em-up game I love called Sidearms by Capcom. Abadox actually reminded me of it to an extent, where you play as a giant mecha. I joined just in time to see Dina having artistic rage, I see. Artist rage, rather. Yeah, I'm glad I'm done with that part. Both player characters can transform and combine into one larger mech unit. Oh, that's neat. I wonder how that works, like, gameplay-wise. Thanks, Special Iron. Dina, that's good enough. Dina's brain, no! It's the dolphin casually chats to a pteranodon somehow music. Yeah, the fact that you can stick your head out of the water and call a pteranodon is kind of cool. And weird. Which is really Echo in a nutshell. I'd like to do a mini rant about two-factor authentication. When I log into YouTube, it doesn't work. The notification pop-up never appears. I have to have the code sent. No idea why. That's weird. It's okay, Dina. You'll make it and it'll look great. Thank you. I'm imagining him patting me on the head while he says that. I do appreciate it, though. It just did hit me funny when I read that. Never played the game. Why does the level with this music suck? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Since I'm behind, I'm not sure which song you were referring to. What I want to know is who's throwing all that crap down the tube at Echo. Oh, I was at the tube. Yeah. Oh god, the tube is a pain. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Oh, I said fuck this level when the tube music came on. Yeah, in the tube you're like literally being sucked through a tube and you have to dodge stuff, and it's one of those kinds of levels where it moves on its own and you can get crushed against the bottom of the screen, which I always hate those. Maybe have music that doesn't remind you of stressful levels? I don't know. Well, I wouldn't be able to have any of the Echo soundtrack then. We started off like this. How did we end up like this? Dina in the castle. Thank you, Dina, but your Cybercat is in another castle. The levels are stressful, but the games are still fun overall, and the story is engaging enough to keep you going, but I hope the remasters improve them, as I said before. Yeah, I hope they make the games a little easier. I hate everything. I feel that, to be honest. I hate everything, Dina 2025, and also Rimmer and Balance of Power. I say that a lot. I hate everything whenever I get really stressed out over something dumb. I say that at work sometimes, too. This is the most I've seen her rage since Enough with Alessa. Yeah, that's when I was channeling Spoonie. It's getting closer. I'm sure you can get away with a slightly off angle, yeah. How does it look zoomed out? That's the important part. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, John. Well worth the efforts you put in. Thank you. That wasn't even intentionally a balance of power reference. I just say that sometimes. Efforts. Of course, Flash shows up when I'm behind on chat. At least I'm consistent. Gameplay-wise, both players are capable of moving the combined unit, so extra cooperation is required. Oh, wow. That sounds like a pain, honestly. Hug one of your emotional support cats. They're both asleep, I think. Oh, thanks for the hearts, everybody. Never played Echo. Is it the controls or the level design that makes it difficult? Kind of both, I guess. Every Dina stream, Attack of the Hearts. Okay, let me do this last part. Well, last part aside from the top. Oh, wait. I gotta select the whole thing and then deselect. This is a pain. Oh! Did I messed that up somehow. I must have had that partially selected when I did one of the others. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta redo this one. Fuck, man. I'll do this part first. Oh, God. All right. That looks pretty good. I don't think it's perfect, but it'll do. Shit! I did it again! At least I caught it that time. What the fuck? Why am I not deselecting everything? I think I'm getting tired even though I haven't even been doing this that long. Wow. I hope I didn't fuck up there, like... I hope I didn't fuck anything else up. It doesn't look like I did. Just this one stupid... Maybe these are called spires? I'm not sure. Oh, God. Okay. I don't have to, like, select and reselect because there's no windows or anything to worry about. I just... So I can start simplifying this a bit for this one part. Nope. Nope. Oh, actually that works better. Okay. Excuse me. This thing is a fucking 3D model. There's no reason why any of these shapes should be, like, inconsistent. It's not as if I drew this by hand. Granted, I think some of the outlining on here was probably added in by hand in Photoshop. So I guess there's a way I could have fucked it up. Nope. Alright, that looks consistent. I'm gonna go back and do this little bitch. And yeah, I don't need to, I can just select that. Yeah, there was a definite downside to the method of selecting the whole thing and then deselecting what I don't need. That was maybe not the best idea. It worked for parts of it, but caused problems as well. I think that's good enough. Okay, there's just like a couple. I have a couple non-cylindrical shapes I need to deal with here. That looks all right, I guess. What about... Shut up, phone. God damn it. Yeah, I guess I would use the same color there. That makes sense. Let me... Oh, I think that's the color I already had on there. Unless... Wait a minute. Did I have something selected? I may have had something selected there. Ah, yeah, there we go. Thank you for the hearts. This castle is so much more stressful than I thought it was going to be. And that's it. That's the only part you can see the top of. Okay, so let me just back up and look at this whole thing. Yep, it's just about right. I just need to get this top part. I guess I'll just, like, do this by hand, as it were. Why does this, the top of this reminds me of a crayon? I don't know why. Okay, how should I... It's so small on the page, I don't think you're really going to be able to see it, but as long as there's some indication of shading, I think that'll make it look less out of place than it would otherwise. You know, originally I was planning on putting like a highlight along the edge because I normally do that with metal, but I feel like that might be overkill for this in this case, so yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I might play around with making it a little bit darker in a minute, but I've got the basic part of it done. Oh, I see that Sticks showed up. Hi, Sticks. Plays Hearts Crazy on you. Also, the simulant to be on a joke. I hate everything. Oh yeah, he did say that, didn't he? Poor Dina in this castle. I never get invited to parties. Yeah, he was so sad. Oda's been driving my mom mad today. He's been barking nonstop, and the second my dad and I walk back in, he stops barking. He may be blind and deaf, but his separation anxiety knows we're out. Aww. The guy that played that simulant was one of the generals in the Death Star in the very first Star Wars. Oh, that's neat. And yeah, I believe the simulant was his last role. Food stream. We haven't talked about food yet. Let's color some Cybercat art, Attack of the Selection Tool. Oh, I haven't had lasagna in ages. I don't tend to eat pasta very much. The castle screwdriver is almost complete. Oh no! It does look a little bit like a screwdriver. Gradient madness. Seriously, why are there fireworks going off outside? I couldn't tell you. Just keep saving backups and you'll have restore points. I don't like having a whole lot of backups. You didn't draw it by hand. Shame, shame. Bite me. Do you want this comic done or not? Yeah, and lasagna a few nights ago. That's kind of funny. I know you're kidding. Shut up, phone. God damn it, Dina 2025. No, the notification is not Walmart. Though I did get groceries today rather than yesterday. Since you like cats, have you ever played Neko Atsune? It's basically a mobile cat collecting game. I have not. Looking nice, thank you. I saw a video earlier where a cat defeated one of those laser pointers and ate it. What? I shouldn't have said it looked like a crayon. Now everyone's going to see it that way. The giant gray crayon tower. The crayon castle. Simulant was played by Don Henderson, who did indeed play Cassio Tag in Star Wars Episode 4. Had no idea he played not one but two giants in the 1989 BFG film. Interesting. Remember, if you think drawing winged Falcor is going to be troublesome, just draw him like one of the birds flying around the tower. Granted, that would make for a less interesting comic, yeah. Looking at the guy standing by the railing and my brain has gone, I don't like sand. It's a rough course and it gets everywhere. Till the battle station is fully operational, we are vulnerable. The Rebel Alliance is too well equipped. They're more dangerous than you realize. I take it that was a quote he said. May have drove you mad, but the gradient looks really good from here. Thank you. Yeah, I think I made it work. It was a huge pain in the ass, but I think it worked out. The cat bit it where the laser pointer was and then started chewing as though it had actually eaten something. Maybe it happened to like pick up something that was on the ground. But that's funny. One big screwdriver. Oh, one of his lines, okay. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. Have I ever used a laser pointer on Solitaire? I don't think I have. Tasty light. Oh my god. Even the liquor called a screwdriver. Screwdriver sounds kind of good, honestly. Apparently in Doom and Quake it stands for big fucking gun. Yeah, it does. Okay, so... My dog loved the laser pointer more than my cat. That's funny. Okay, so let me see. The thought I had was to have all of it, have it reflect the colors of the sky down to about here, and then here it would reflect the color on the ground. So I don't know if I'm still gonna go with that, but that was my idea I had. But let me start with, well, let's see, how should I do this? Okay, actually, here, I'll do this on a separate layer. Actually, let me try it like that and see how that works, because then I can get the windows also. Let's go with that color, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fucking around here. Let's see. What am I looking for? Well, multiply is one way. That looks kind of neat, actually. Not what I'm going for, but... I was thinking overlay wouldn't work, would it? That looks kind of cool, but again, not quite the look I'm going for. I kind of like that though, not gonna lie. If I bring down the opacity. That doesn't look like it's reflecting the sky, it just looks like the castle's purple. So yeah, I was trying to go for, where is it? Color, that's what I wanted. Well, that's same effect. I don't know, that's too purple, right? Let me wait a second for you guys to give a chance to respond. See if you agree with me. I think that's a little too purple, but I think maybe if I, you know, turn down the opacity, it might work. It's kind of starting to grow on me. I'll see what you guys say. Here, let me... It doesn't need to be selected anymore. I kind of like it, honestly. Saw my sonic screwdriver comment and left the chat. Not sure who you mean. A nice cobalt blue, and that really is a sonic screwdriver tower. Too purple despite it looking good. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. It looks kind of neat, but it's not quite what I was going for. I'm gonna try turning down the opacity a little. I think it's maybe a little too much. It does look neat, but like I said, not quite what I... Now that's too gray. That's pretty subtle, right? I think I like that. That looks better? Okay. I think, oh, I was thinking of making this be kind of this color, but I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Regarding Flash's comment earlier, it seems like you missed some chat when you left for the bathroom and came back. Oh, did I? I probably didn't miss it so much as I just didn't feel like responding to all of it. Now what to do with the windows? It would make sense if they let me see something really quick. Trying to imagine how it would look. That might work. What's a good way to do that? Okay, let me try something really quick. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this, but... Oh god, Tube of Medusa! No! Select inverse. So I want just the window selected. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo. don't know if this is really gonna work, but I just want to try it. Ah. Okay. Let me try something really quick. I bet if I... So I have only the windows selected. What if I go into castle lines? Oh, that wouldn't be a good idea. Okay, hang on a second. Duplicate layer. Sky copy. Select inverse, delete, and multiply. I don't know. Not sure about that. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Especially up here where they get dark. It doesn't look quite right. Well, it was an interesting idea. Maybe I should just leave them white. Yeah, there's probably more contrast if they're white. The blue skies of England. It does look an awful lot like the fourth and fifth Doctor's sonic screwdriver. Wonderful. I didn't even watch Doctor Who. Oh, thanks, Flash. Everybody's saying it looks 3D. Thank you. Crayon. It looks like crayon to you. Oh, bye, Sticks. Thanks for stopping by. Best luck on my windows. Windows, I get it. Fucking Windows 98. The anticipation for what's about to happen with these windows. Very purple windows. Yeah, I don't think I like it. Maybe I'll play around with making the color lighter, but I don't think it's going to work. I think I'll just leave them white. Oh my god, everybody's talking about windows now. The only Doctor Who related thing I ever cared for was the Rasputin scene. Yeah, that looks weird. I'm just gonna toss that whole concept. And am I done with this page? Holy crap. I might actually be done with this page. Am I forgetting anything? Like, I just had Falcor and the tower to do, and I thought I was going to color the windows, but I don't really know what to do with them that would look right, so I think they're just going to be white. I think that's the most natural thing to do, and it gives them the most contrast. I could maybe put a slight reflection on here to make that pop a little. I think that'd be a good idea. That's the only spot where I'm going to do that, which means I have to select this again. I'm so sick of selecting shit. Yeah, this does sort of get lost. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do those layers separately again, but whatever. Here, let me hide that for a second and just to figure out what color I want to use. Not the lightest color, but like maybe that. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be a soft brush either. It can be like, probably want it about the width of one of these lines, maybe a little thicker. I think that'll work. I need to be zoomed out just enough that I can see the whole thing. See, I didn't want to be zoomed out that far, but see if I can make this work. Oh, I want shift, I think, not control. Maybe I want it a little softer after all. I'm being a little nitpicky, but at least I'm like almost done with this, so I think it's justified. What am I doing? Why is that? Oh, I had the wrong layer selected. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, it makes sense to have some reflected light there too, because it would be, you know, some light would be bouncing off of that and hitting that. Okay. I don't even need to select the whole shape, really. I only need the edge. I might not need to select anything, really. I could probably just, like... But I want to make sure I don't go over. Nah, I probably want a smaller brush for that one. Okay, and I'll make it even smaller for the next one. That's probably about how big it's going to be on the page. Does that look a little weird? I feel like that looks a little weird, but I don't want to. I don't want to keep nitpicking. It's probably gonna be about that big on the page, maybe. I don't know. Excuse me. All right. Windows Vista is my childhood boot up sound. Oh, I forgot I hid that layer, didn't I? Let's unhide that. There we go. This is IT if you tried turning Photoshop off and on again. Good lord, a single page and a single stream. Awesome. I know, right? Oh, hi, Lint. Looks really good. Is that the first comic done nearly? Well, no, not the first comic, but... Basically, the intro was done at this point. And once I finished this page, I was planning to actually start publishing it online. So that's really cool. I'm glad to have this done. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. I actually was looking at this text really closely and realized I made a typo, so I fixed that earlier. That looks pretty good. This window's maybe a little wider than it needs to be, but I like how it lines up with the title, so I'm going to leave it. That all looks as good as it's going to look. I did this entire background in Photoshop. I'm surprised it turned out as well as it did. For some reason, I kind of like the colorful windows. Oh well. They gone now. I think it was a neat idea. I just didn't think it quite worked in practice. Since we're supposedly nearly done with this page, is it possible to have a catch-up with the other pages to see where we got to? Oh, that's not a bad idea. The struggle of never being fully happy with how your creation looks. Yeah, tell me about it. I did kind of, now everyone's saying they like the purple windows. Oh well. The perfectionist's greatest enemy, never being satisfied. Yeah, I hear that. I'm having to really turn off that part of my brain to work on this comic, because if I constantly try to get everything perfect all the time, I'm never going to get anything done. Comes with being your own worst critic. Everyone else might be completely oblivious to something you know could have been better / done differently. Yeah. Now, I could always work a little bit on the next page during this stream. Also, like, it's going to be really tedious, but, you know, that's why I try to do that stuff off screen. But, you know, if I have time left, I may as well. Although by the time I get caught up on the chat and everything, there might not be time. So... Congrats, Dina. We finally reached the end of the prologue. Now the main story begins. Looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. Thank you. Oh yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, I started on the next page. It has actual dialogue on it. Actual characters and dialogue. So here you go. Here's a little sneak peek at how the next page is going to look. Maybe they could be excused as being stained glass windows. Yeah, I thought about making them stained glass. In fact, I think that's why I drew them the way I did, but... ah, well. You ever about to type a comment and have to scan it for typos and errors 500 million times? Yep, I always like reread things before I actually hit the post button or whatever. Absolutely, nobody hates on something more than the person who made it. It's so true. That looks really great. Thank you, John. I doubt that anyone's going to put the comic down and say, well, everything was all right until I got to the weird windows. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing I have to keep telling myself. Thank you, Flash. Hi, Gabriel. Oh, Ballerina was good? That's good. I've not seen any of the John Wick movies, but I should probably do something about that. They look fun. Oh, yeah, Issue. Well, yeah. I think I was thinking of Issue when I read that, too. No, I'm still on the first issue. The first issue is probably going to be like 100 pages, so... Speaking of finishing, I just got done with coloring in an image on a phone app I got. Pain in the ass, took 58 minutes. I've never done that on a phone app. Thanks for the hearts, whoever's doing that. The windows look good, no worries, thanks. The first cat. Ironically, the first cat maybe isn't even a full cat. Zared might be part wolf, but nobody knows for sure. Oh, thanks, John. I know it's actually kind of starting to look like a comic. Kind of starting to look like a comic now. I can't wait to see how the dragon fight goes down. Oh, yeah. That's a little daunting to think about on my end, but... I like the first two and the third, but it felt like an eternity in the theater. You mean John Wick, right? 100-page comic? Well, at least that's all streams sorted out for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I know. Celebration for the pages complete, yeah. Looking at Zared's profile, I can believe he may be part wolf, yeah. Funny thing about Zared, he was designed by a friend of mine who just kind of like drew him the way she felt like drawing him and didn't really try to make him look like a specific species of cat. And I think she was just more used to drawing canines anyway, and her excuse was like, oh, well, maybe he's part wolf or something. So I'm just like, sure, why not? Where does the line between comic and book start to get blurred? I'm not sure what I mean. Oh, the fourth John Wick film is even longer. Okay. Internally screams. Have you got the plot all planned out? Yeah, the first issue is all written. Someone else wrote it for me ages ago. 20 years ago, actually. Anyway. 90 plus pages left. You have plenty of time to plan out the dragon fight choreography. True. Accidental canon, but a cool canon. I wonder if wolves themselves will ever figure into this. Yeah, good question. I don't know. I guess I have it in my head that canines evolved similarly as cats, but maybe they're not quite as fully evolved. I don't know. Is there going to be a second issue? See, that I don't know, because the guy who wrote the first issue, I'm not able to get in touch with him again, so I'd have to find a new writer, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Wonder how long it took to write the entire Akira manga. Yeah, probably a long time. Which characters are you looking forward to getting around to? Definitely Diana. I think the reveal of Diana's true form is going to be fun. Cyberwolves are closer to cavemen. Maybe? I didn't know you had a writer. I thought you had written it. Nah, I wish I could write well enough to write Cybercats myself, but it's too complicated for me. Yeah, if you look at the credits down here, I say script by this guy and Dina Natali because I had to okay it, so I figure. Plus, it was based on a general outline that I'd made, that I wrote, so. I'm not good with dialogue or prose, so I'll have to refuse, I'm afraid. Yeah. Same. Okay, so let's see where we are so far. Let me see. I think I know of a fairly quick way to do this. Comic pages. I could just open the... I guess I'll read this out loud. My throat's getting a little tired, but... Every child knows the story of our world's creation. In the beginning, the races of men ruled all, and for many years it was good. I spent a lot of time on this background. Wow. But the ambitions of many grew beyond the boundaries of the gods. Drilling on the moon and stuff like that. This might be the best page so far. And as men reached to conquer the heavens, they were struck down. The heavens collapsed upon them. Those who saw the coming of this apocalypse fled our world to destinations unknown. Those who could not see, who did not know, who could not know, inherited a dead sphere, a barren, sterile world devoid of hope. And for 1,000 eons it sat, as we waited, toiled. There's everybody's favorite cows. Y'all really obsess over these cows. Whoops, did I go too far? Oh, I thought I clicked that twice. I guess not. As we waited, toiled, prayed to gods who had long forgotten us. All was not lost for the races of men. Whatever unseen hands shape our destinies allowed us a rebirth. I like this line. And our former humanity was shed, flesh was traded for metal, and we survived. But we were no longer alone. Evolution is not without a sense of irony. There's one thing evolution is known for, it's irony. I'm heckling my own comic. Perhaps it was a reminder of our former arrogance. Those we once ruled became our equals. And as their numbers grew, ours dwindled. In our desperation, we left the new world we had built. Withdrawing to the last sanctuary we had. New gods were forged to protect us. Gods of unsurpassed splendor. And there's the fucking eagle I took 2 hours to color. And then... But idols cannot provide a future for my people. The future rests on them understanding what I know. That the only true gods lie within ourselves. And that's the end of the opening, as it were. Well, you did Silent Hill 4 introspection, so I know you can write. The thing about Silent Hill introspection is that, like, the general story and all the dialogue was already written for me. I just added to it, so it's different when you're writing a novelization of something that already exists. Haven't an ounce of creativity in me whatsoever. Ugh. Okay, my throat's really tired now. Time to graduate to the cough drops. I'm not too bad with descriptive text, but when we're making comics, yeah. These pages were well worth watching the development of. Thank you. Dramatic reading presented by Dina. Those look so beautiful. Oh, thank you. All this artwork is way better than my art skills. Thank you. I love how much we got into background characters in these pages. Very ominous. There's Jeff and Steve. Shiny Steve. That's what they call him. Sarah and Falcor, who exactly are you talking to? Wow, this reader is being really mean to this comic. Oh, it's her own comic. Yeah, well, when you've been working on something for 2 years, you start to get a little sick of it. And you can get a little snarky about it. This has been awesome to see so far. Thank you. I'm sorry for all the mouth noises you're gonna hear. Evolution is like rain on your wedding day. I wish I'd made that joke now. Very cool intro, thank you. My writing process is similar, basically all fan fiction. Yeah. Intro looks amazing. It's been fun watching the progress. Thank you. Falcor got some nice hair, doesn't he? Let's not forget favorite background character, the Rimmer lookalike. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Robotic friends. Dina ASMR. Oh no. You guys are weird. I literally have 5 minutes left. Yeah, there's no point in doing anything but like... Yeah, once again, here's how the next page is looking. I guess I could read this too really quick. Master? Sir, I'm glad I found you. What is it, Zared? I'm very busy right now. It's Diana, sir. What did she do this time? She went and entered herself into Dragon Slayer's competition. Sylvia's already gone after her. Sir, what do you want me to do? Diana will learn. Perhaps this is what it will take for her to finally gain some modicum of humility. So there you go. There's my whole reading of what I've done so far. Evolution is like 10,000 spoons and all you need is a knife. I'm glad it's not too noisy. Yeah, that's what I have this for. It's less noisy than when sucking on a cough drop, but I really needed the cough drop, so sorry. Savage. Falcor bloody daughters. I only have $1, but I can relate. Yeah, I was saying in the Discord earlier that like you can tell. I love how you can tell by the dialogue that like Diana is his daughter and he's so fucking done with her. So fucking done with her bullshit. You can return to your punk band practice, Zared. He does look very punk. So Diana has an ego? Yeah, for sure. Oh, I literally have one song left. I was wondering how it was going, how the music was coming along, because I seem to recall it's almost exactly 2 hours long. My list of background music. Is Diana perchance a teenager? A bit older. Probably, she's probably like in her 20s. She's like college age. Which is possibly worse. Yes, I have a Discord. Let me post the thing. Where is it? Let me see if I can remember how to do this. How do I add people to Discord? Oh, invite people. There we go. Copy. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I've been posting this and pinning it to the top of the chat, but the person who asked about it last time hasn't shown up since then, so I kind of forgot to, or I kind of stopped doing that. I still love Zared's jacket. Yeah, it looks cool, huh? I can say that because I didn't design it. Forgot what Diana looks like. I'll bring up, do I have her on my... Oops, I didn't mean to go that way. Do I have her on my desktop or will I have to open her on... Oh, well, there's a close-up of her. There we go. This is what Diana looks like. You can tell she's related to Falkor because she has the same color hair. And eyes, actually. Everything fitted and went well on this stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to actually finish a page for once, not spend the entire stream coloring, I don't know, a bird statue. Zared the punk wolf butler. Kids, you want to have them and then they drive you insane. That's probably what he's thinking. I had a Discord account but got rid of it. It kept popping up whenever my laptop restarted. That's annoying. Cool. That'd make a great spin-off cartoon. And now, boys and girls, it's the adventures of Zared the punk wolf butler. What kind of a hijinks will he get up to this week? Does Dina have 2 monitors? Of course I do. I don't think I could function with just one monitor anymore. Remembered her being red. Yeah. She's awesome. Thank you. She looks fabulous. Thank you. Yeah. That suits her. Based it off Scar in The Lion King, didn't you? Yeah, I found some fan art of Scar making this expression, and I just kind of used it as a reference, I guess. Reference / inspiration. There we go. Nazed it. Are any of the characters based on Terra and Soul or yourself? No, there's a couple characters that maybe have a little bit of me in them. Diana kind of reminds me of my goth phase a little bit. I can relate to Sutra a little bit. But none of them are really like... None of these would be like my fursona or anything. But yeah, none are based on Terra and Soul because I came up with these characters so long ago. They're based off of cats that are long dead. Like Jessica is based off a cat I used to have, and actually my friend who created Zared, he was sort of based off her cat, who is also long dead. So kind of reminds me of Cats from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't know that character. No, Zared is blue. Let me see. I'll bring up his. I've got his thing here. Where is it? Oh yeah, Z. He'd be at the end. Duh. That's what Zared looks like in color. Her majestic hair. I don't have room for a second monitor, though I have a laptop and a computer, so I guess I can improvise. There you go. Major case of RBF. She sure does. Resting queen face. Yeah. Sure. R.I.P. to the kitties. Fursona, we've entered furry speak. Yeah, I don't consider myself a furry, but I know people who are, so I know all the terminology. Oh, Zared looks awesome. Thank you. Cats live too short of lives. They do. My sister had to have hers put down a couple of weeks ago. Oh, sorry to hear that. He was old and suffering from dementia, as far as we could tell. Oh, that's too bad. Red Blue Oni Cybercats. He does give off Sonic vibes with the blue and the spikiness of his hair. Zared looking like royalty. Jareth pants? He's the butler. I never thought of him as a butler, but I can't unthink it now. I don't know. I'm imagining Zared having a German accent, if only because the blue color's making me think of Nightcrawler. That's funny. I think we figured that if this was going to be animated, we would have, like, I think Brad Dourif was who we had in mind for the voice of Zared. Do he and Diana have any powers or abilities? Diana, he doesn't have any, like, what you'd consider powers. He's got a, he's very agile, but, like, he doesn't have any powers per se. Diana can change into any form, and she can also, like, shoot, like, what would you call it? Like, beams out of her hands. Do you have any actors in mind when you imagine any of their voices? I ended up just saying a couple of them. I imagined Diana, oops, I just closed her. I meant to click on it, but I imagine Diana sounding like Kathleen Turner. She would have been a good voice for Diana. I have a character named Juno. I don't think I have a picture of her at the ready here. But Juno was an older character, and I imagined her being voiced by B. Arthur. Yeah, Brad Dourif is Chucky. I'm a butler, so I shall buttle. Yeah, I love Brad Dourif too. Answered before she even saw my comment. I also have another character who's a male cheetah, and I imagined him being voiced by Bruce Campbell. I don't have a picture of him here, unfortunately. I'm trying to wind down here, so I don't want to go to my DeviantArt page and start finding stuff. I know who Jareth is, I just don't see how his pants looked like his. Considering we were talking about Saruman and Wormtongue, who is also voiced or played by Brad Dourif, I'd say that would be pretty apt. Yeah, I think Wormtongue inspired this character a little bit, actually. Not really laser so much as like power blasts. You know how comic book characters can do that. And doing this like that helps to describe it. Yeah. Who did I imagine for Diana? Kathleen Turner, the voice of Jessica Rabbit. She has kind of a deep, sultry voice. I imagine Diana sounding like her. She was also in the Lion King sequel, actually, so she actually voiced a lion. So that's kind of funny. Hopefully he ain't nasty like Wormtongue. Well, maybe we'll find out someday. Brad stayed in character so much that some of the other actors didn't know he was American. That's funny. B. Arthur, I'm sad now. We've lost all the Golden Girls. Yeah. Did you know that Jessica Walter was going to voice Chucky in doll form in the first film? I'm not sure who that is. Okay, you guys, it's after 3. So I need to wrap up here. He finally did start talking in his own voice. Bernard Hill thought he was putting it on. That's pretty funny. Okay, you guys, let me close out Winamp, and I can close out this image too. And close that out too. Oops, save? I don't think I did anything. Some people said Chucky sounded too gay. Who did Kathleen Turner voice in The Lion King? She was in the Lion King sequel. She was the female villain. I don't know her name. I'm not too into the Lion. I'm not really into the Lion King sequels. I just remember that she was in it. How'd you turn this thing off then? No, I don't need to do that. God, you guys. I remember now. Thanks for the fun stream. We finally got to the present. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. Yeah, me too. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me. And oh, I will not be streaming next weekend. I have something I need to do, so no stream next weekend, but I should be back the week after. And so, yeah, no stream next week, but I should be back the week after, and I will be coloring that other page that I just closed. Thanks for joining me. Good luck with that. Yeah. Thanks. So, yeah. See you in a fortnight then. Yeah, I know. Back in 2 weeks, though, or I should be, barring any unforeseen circumstances. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye.